Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to our platform and thank you so much for joining today. If you are our old follower or subscriber, please, you are highly welcome. And if you are our new member, welcome to our platform. Here, we help people with information on how to jackpot or move abroad. So you are highly welcome. So without wasting time, let me talk about why I am even here in the first place. I want to talk about two countries that would be opening admissions very soon for you to apply and move abroad immediately. As you are watching this video, start by doing your research to know which school is affordable for you to apply and which is equally having the requirements that you have, because it all boils down to the deadlines, the requirements, the tuition fee. If you think that you can afford, then you are good to go. But like I said, I'm going to be talking about two countries that will be opening January 2024 admissions soon. For now, Sweden is already open. And if you check the Swedish platform, you will notice that not many programs are open. So I want to give you more options. But again, remember, this needs money. So I want you to start doing your research now so that by January, you should tell Milton or come to this platform and tell us that you finally succeeded and you are abroad. I'm going to be talking about Europe. The first country I want to talk about is Denmark. I don't want to talk about the opportunities that Denmark offer. I have a video already where I talked about the child benefit, the leave from work, childbearing benefits, and for both parents, and a whole lot of other things, the healthcare and so many other things. We are not talking about the pay slip here or the pay options here. So if you want to start lectures in January, if you want to move abroad by January you should be already in Denmark. But there are things you need to do. You first of all need to check schools in Denmark that have your budget, or schools in Denmark that offer programs that you can apply to. Now, remember, there are many schools in Denmark. University of Aalborg is one. University of Copenhagen is one. Technical University of Copenhagen is another one. University of Roskilde, University of Aarhus. Then there are so many other schools. I haven't talked about University of Aalborg. So you are the one to make a decision and apply. And remember, if you choose a program, this is the intake where you can be selected. For those of you who were dropped or who were not accepted to study in Denmark come September, this September that is starting, or if you were not accepted to study in a program this September in Denmark, then I will encourage you to apply again. Yes, I understand there is an application fee you have to pay. It is so much money, I think 105 euros, but this is an opportunity you can grab. Remember, when you apply, you are going to get a visa, then apply for the visa and move abroad. If you say things that are not truthful and they notice that, they might call you for an interview, and do not be surprised. Somebody just told me a few minutes ago, someone who booked a one-on-one appointment with me. If you want to book yours, check the video description box. So she filled some information, so the embassy was not satisfied. Then they called her on the phone, asked her a few questions, and equally asked her where her location, the school location is, and she didn't answer the question. So that was all. She was dropped. And also, remember, study gap is very important. So they equally asked her why the gap for her studies, like her education. So she was like trying to explain, but they said they were not convinced that she was going to leave or come into Denmark to study. So you have to put all this into consideration and prepare how you can tackle them. Now let's go back. How do you apply to Denmark? First thing first, admissions begins in July, August in some universities. Then the next thing you need to know is, what are the requirements you need to apply? Remember, bachelor students, you cannot apply for bachelor's programs in Denmark because the language of instruction is in Danish, except that you have Danish qualifications. If not, then you only have to apply for masters. And now, for you to apply for masters, you need your bachelor's degree transcript and a certificate. And equally, your high school documents are also essential here. Some schools will demand you to write motivation letter. This is compulsory. Some may ask you for recommendation letters, which is not compulsory. An application fee is involved. And the good news is that there are some schools in Denmark that will accept you to apply for more than one program for one application fee. Okay, so you have to check. Like a school like the University of Aalborg will take one application fee and accept 3 different programs for you to apply in. So you have to consider all of this. Now, when you've checked the schools and you find a program, check the application deadline, then you have to submit your application. They have a central platform. Everybody submits the application there. And when you submit the application, it takes some time, I think 2 or 3 months maximum, then you are going to get a reply. After you've gotten the reply now, I already gave you the requirements to apply, right? Now, after you've gotten the reply, the next thing you need to do is to pay the tuition deposit. Most schools in Denmark, please pay attention to this, charge around 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 euros per semester. Per semester, not per year. A semester is 4 months maximum, but a year is 2 semesters. So if a school is charging you 7,000 euros for one semester, know that in 1 year you will have 14,000 euros to pay. So put this into consideration. So before you even apply for the visa, you have to pay 1 semester first, complete. Then you can now apply for the visa at the VFS Global in Abuja. This is in the case of those who are not in Abuja, like Cameroonians and other nationalities, right? You have to go to Abuja. And remember, when it comes to the visa application, it is your university that will start the visa application on your behalf, then send you the documents to fill in your own section, then they will send to the embassy. Then of course you can now go and continue with the fingerprints and of course give them a copy of your international passport. In some cases you might need proof of funds, but I think that when it comes to studies in Denmark, as soon as you pay the first deposit and you are able to pay, because this is a lot of money, it's like 5 million CFA francs Cameroon money, the embassy may not require, they may not ask you for proof of funds again. And when you give them information that does not correspond, they might call you for an interview. And in this interview, they might ask you trickish questions. I already mentioned that at the beginning of this video. And again, remember, there are student jobs in Denmark and you can equally work while you study. And the good news here is you can move with your family if you are going to Denmark. But my advice to you is, remember, accommodation is somehow a little bit complicated. In this case, you have to book an appointment before you can wait, and of course. So I will advise you, if you intend to move with family and it's not pressing, please go alone first, struggle and get an accommodation, then you bring them in. But if you want to go with your kids, like I was talking in the case of your spouse, and if you want to move with kids, you have to understand that they cannot be home. You need to take them to school and you have to pay for the school. Though there are some benefits that you are going to get, like maybe child support or something, but again, not that they cannot be home. So if you are bringing your kids into Denmark, then you should know that at the end of the day, they have to go to school. So you have to put this into consideration. Plan well with your spouse before you do that. I think this is all. Then for visa documents, remember, you also need to go with the documents you use to apply for admissions. They want to equally see that as well. I have done a lot about this. I think Denmark is, like I said, the January intake is going to start soon. Some will start July, some in the middle of July, but I'll encourage you to apply quickly because some programs will take maximum 20 or 25 students in a class. It all depends. There is a school, Technical University of Copenhagen, they take maximum 15 in some programs and some programs 35. So it depends, but apply. Remember, IELTS is a component to apply in Denmark, like one of the requirements, but some schools don't take that into consideration. But I will encourage you, if you have that document, apply because it is one of the things to consider. I hope you understand, because when you go to the website, you are going to see that Danish schools do not take IELTS for granted. So if you have the document, use it. But if you don't have it, then you can consider other options. Now, we are done with Denmark. Let's go to the Netherlands. The Netherlands is one of the countries, one of the best countries in the European Union as well. With good minimum wage, adults earn from at least 11.5 euros upward. Same thing like Denmark, right? I didn't mention the jobs in Denmark. In fact, if you are a highly skilled professional, you will land a job in Denmark now. But if you are an international student, definitely you cannot lack a job, guys. This is fact, I'm telling you. But high skilled professionals like nurses, doctors, they are highly needed in that country. Same thing like in the Netherlands. They are equally looking for professors, university lecturers, people who can, like software developers, data scientists, and a whole lot of stuff. So you should put all of this into consideration while you are going to study in any of these countries. Now, what is the process for the Netherlands? The Netherlands is somehow similar to Denmark, but there are some few differences I'm going to give to you. Relax. The first thing first, you have to locate schools. The admissions is going to start very soon, and you can study January intake. But one good thing about the Netherlands is that when you apply to study in the Netherlands in September, they will tell you to pay tuition deposit, and you have to pay complete 1 year for that tuition. September to September is 1 year. But if you apply to go in and study from January to June is half of a year. So you are going to pay half of the tuition of that particular program, okay, in case you want to go and study in January for the Netherlands. And also understand that tuition is very expensive in most Danish universities. Most of the schools, they charge from around 8,000, 9,000 and above, 8,000 euros, I mean, for maybe 1 year programs. And another good news here is you can study 1 year masters, you can study 2 years masters. It depends on you. But after that, you can equally stay back in the country and you look for a job. You apply for what is called the orientation year visa. So put this into consideration. Bachelor students, if you are looking for a country to study your bachelor's in English, the Netherlands is also a place to consider, but know that it's expensive. Now, you first of all need to locate the schools, then check the requirements. Basic requirements to study a bachelor's program in the Netherlands is just your WAEC, your O levels and A levels, and your WASI, depending on the country in which you are coming from. If you are coming from Cameroon, Nigeria, Ghana, you already know the O level results you need. Then some schools may ask you, most schools, not some, most will ask you for IELTS, but some can accept your English proficiency from your university or school. You just need to prove to them that you've studied before in English and it will be done. But some will ask specifically for IELTS. I'm saying this now so that you should use these weeks and write the exam. Then you start your application as soon as possible. For Netherlands schools, like Dutch schools, it's very easy to go in. Why is it like that? Stay tuned and watch to the end. Now, when you find the requirements, you will now apply for the schools, right? They have a central platform. They call it Study Link. I think Student Link. That, right? I'm going to put a link below for you to check. Now, on that platform, all schools in the Netherlands are in there. Some schools will ask for application fee. Some will not ask for it. So you have to understand this. Then when you pay, it doesn't take time. Maximum 2 weeks. They will look at your documents and then get back to you with an offer or not. And also remember that if you want to study in the Netherlands, make sure your passport is going to be valid for at least more than 365 days, because they want to make sure that by the time you apply for the visa, your passport should be more than 365 days from the day you are enrolling in that program. Now, also understand that if you want to study in the Netherlands, you should have money. Money, very important. Why do I say so? When you get admission, the school is going to tell you, most schools, at least 95% schools in the Netherlands, will tell you to put your tuition fee together with your visa fee, together with your insurance fee, together with your living cost money. And living cost money in the Netherlands is around 14,600 euros. So let's assume that your tuition is going to be 10,000 euros. You add 10,000 euros plus 14,600 for living cost, plus your visa fee is 228 euros, plus medical insurance should be around 700 euros for 1 year. You sum all of these, then you pay into the school account. This is what the Netherlands wants from you. When you pay all of this, before you even apply, you are going to see all those things on their website, on the school's website. When you pay all of this into the school account, you send the receipt to them, then they will then give you 2 forms to sign. I can't remember one, but one is antecedent number, a form. You sign it, then upload all the other documents they will ask from you, then to the portal, because you have a central platform online. After doing that, they will now commence with your visa application. It is the school that is going to apply for your visa. When the visa is ready, they will now give you a document to take to the nearest Dutch embassy for them to stamp your passport. So this is the procedure for the Netherlands. And again, when you go in, you can now start hustling. Remember, if you are looking for part-time jobs, you check for it, you are going to find in the Netherlands. This is pure facts I'm telling you guys. But it needs money. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, even 21 million. This is the range that you need to have. Like I said, when you get admission, they are going to tell you to pay everything into the school account. So before you apply, check the tuition, check the living cost money, okay, on the school website. All these things are found on the school's website. These are the two countries that will be opening very soon. So it is now time for you to get to work and decide which school you are going to go in for. Then you can start the application. I hope this helps you. Till we meet again in another one.